Fish. Fish was simple. Catch fish, sell them for money, and complete each area by collecting every species in the game. Sometimes your catch could even mutate, making it worth far more than normal. That combination made it explode in popularity. The original creator sold the game to another studio. After the sale, the updates started focusing on monetization instead of gameplay. Pay-to-win features were added, and players quickly noticed the shift. The community began leaving. Eventually, the original owner bought the game back, and the numbers slowly started recovering, but the damage had already been done. Blade Ball. Blade Ball became popular for one reason. It was simple, but intense. A fast-moving ball targets a random player. Your job is to time your block perfectly. Every successful hit sends the ball towards someone else until only one player remains. The concept was easy to learn but highly competitive. The game exploded. By the end of the year, it had already passed 2.6 billion visits and reached hundreds of thousands of daily players. It even became the fastest Roblox game ever to reach 1 billion visits. But over time, the same issue appeared again. More and more paid features were added. Players started feeling like skill mattered less than spending. And slowly, the player count dropped. Bed Wars. Roblox Bed Wars launched in 2021 and quickly became one of the platform's biggest games. Protect your bed, destroy other teams' beds, and eliminate them to win. At its peak, the game had over 10 billion visits and tens of thousands of active players. YouTubers played a huge role in its growth, bringing millions of views and new players. The developers also pushed frequent updates, adding new items, kits, and events. The updates started Bankum beginning to feel repetitive. At the same time, the number of paid advantages increased. Another major complaint was that the developers weren't listening to community feedback. Over time, interest dropped. Dead Rails. Dead Rails was an apocalyptic survival game set on a moving train. The concept was unique and exciting. At its peak, the game reached over 5.7 billion visits and even hit 1 million concurrent players. Slow updates, and when updates finally arrived, they were small and underwhelming. Players slowly lost interest. Rainbow Friends. Rainbow Friends was a co-op horror game. The game's design and characters became extremely popular. At its peak, it reached over 4.6 billion visits and around 70,000 active players. The popularity was so strong that merchandise even started appearing in stores. After the last major chapter, development slowed down significantly. Without updates, the community moved on. Grow a Garden. Grow a Garden had one simple goal: build the best garden possible. The game reached over 33 billion visits and even broke records for concurrent players. At its peak, it averaged between 1 to 2 million players, but eventually, players began getting bored. Overpowered crops were added that generated huge amounts of money, making progression feel meaningless. Toilet Tower Defense. Toilet Tower Defense gained popularity by combining tower defense mechanics with the viral Skibidi trend. At its peak, the game reached over 6 billion visits and around 100,000 players. Updates became less frequent. Stronger paid units were introduced, making the game feel heavily pay-to-win. Today, the game struggles to maintain even 3,000 players. Big Games. Big Games is the studio behind massive titles like Pet Simulator X, Pet Simulator 99, and Big Paintball. These games once dominated Roblox. Pet Simulator X alone reached over 8 billion visits. Updates became less frequent as the developer experienced burnout. At the same time, monetization increased. There was also community backlash after attempts to take down similar competing games. The biggest lesson from all these games is simple. Success brings players, but the decisions made after success determine whether they stay.